It's June 7th, 2023, and welcome to episode 80 of the Baby Metal Podcast. We gather in the podcast Discord server now and again to discuss news and thoughts on the past and future projects of Baby Metal. We invite you to join us, whether you're a longtime fan or have only just arrived. I am Paul, and I am joined by Kevin.
Hello? 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 Oh, wait. Are we here? What are we doing? Are you here about my extended warranty?
And Maggie.
I will tell you what. I had cookies and cream Pocky the other day, and it was actually really good. I've never had it before.
Ah, nice.
Cookies and cream Pocky.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Cookies and cream Pocky. Yep. I've seen strawberry, and chocolate's normally my favorite, but the store ran out of chocolate, and so I was really desperate, and I wanted something. So they had cookies and cream. I was like, okay. So I picked it up and ate it. It was pretty good. Not overwhelming. It's pretty solid.
Excellent.
Yeah. So, yeah. All the way. Hi, guys.
I remember thinking that, I don't know what it is, like green tea Twix or something like that is pretty good.
Yes, that is a thing. Mm-hmm. No. Green tea Kit Kats.
Maybe that's what I was thinking of, yeah.
Mochi flavored mochi. I think it's mochi. Is it mochi?
Matcha.
Okay, thank you. Matcha, yeah. Matcha flavored. I'm still working through Duolingo, so bear with me.
Matcha, a word in Duolingo? That's fun.
I think mochi is one of the words in Duolingo. It's the loop up with the two crosses, and then chi is like another like side U, I think. Oh, like I said, I'm still working through it.
I love it.
It's
I
getting
appreciate
there.
the effort.
I am putting in effort.
Incredible.
I made it to Pro League.
Nice.
We'll get there again.
Look out, Funny Toss. It's next translator right here.
Yep.
Yeah, right. I don't know about that. I will be broken Japanese for the most part, I think. I'll make it to the subway station in the airport.
Easy.
Excellent. All right. Well, so it's been like 2 months since we recorded.
Yeah.
We're still here.
Yeah, we're still here.
Last time we recorded, it was like April 3rd, I think. So, right after all of the big events, and then everything started happening, and we went away.
Of course.
Yeah.
So
life and stuff.
I appreciate that we made it through years of nothing with nothing to talk about, and as soon as things start happening again, we vanished.
yeah,
There's an irony in that.
A little bit, maybe.
Wait, are we the other podcast now? Is that how it works when you come out of hiding?
Oh, maybe.
Are we the other Baby Metal podcast?
That'd be confusing. Oh God.
Maggie, I need some sparkly rainbow things if we're gonna do this.
To start wearing while you record, yeah.
To start wearing while we record.
Okay.
Sounds excellent. But yeah, I mean, 80. It's pretty impressive actually that this is episode 80. I mean,
80 episodes.
That's
over
a lot
how many years now?
Oh, that's too hard a question.
That's too hard a question.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Also,
I'm sorry.
I'll feel
I
bad
know.
for only having 80 over however long it's been, because it's going to mean our average is like 6 a year.
Yep. But I don't think we really repeated ourselves either. So, I mean,
No, not
there's
really.
that much to talk about.
Yeah.
Okay, so cast your mind back to the beginning of April.
Yes. Way back.
So one of the first things that happened was we got the official MV, the video for Mirror Mirror, and that was pretty great. That was pretty fast. They actually managed to get actual concert footage. It looks good. I haven't actually looked at the viewing numbers, but that was a pretty good sort of kickoff to this era.
Yes. Video with Momo Metal.
Mm-hmm. So, was there anything that struck you about that? The video itself?
924,000 views.
And that's 2 months ago, so that's good.
I mean, honestly, I haven't watched it in a while. But I will say it's consistent with all of the other music videos, really, they've done that are of the live nature. I think at this point, it's fair to assume that if something new and exciting happens when there's new music, there will probably be a music video from a big live show released shortly thereafter, if those things line up. I think that's a fair expectation at this point.
Yeah. As always, I do kind of find that just the way they cut these things, it's a little frustrating that you can't see what they're doing.
Yes.
Yes, because it's always focused in on one person.
Yeah.
Exactly. I agree with that. It just like, I would like to see the whole situation. Just the whole situation. Please.
Yep.
Every close-ups on the occasion is great, but the full dance, I want to see it all.
Yep.
I guess that's what a concert's for, right?
Yeah, that's interesting. I think that just ages us.
How so?
Young people don't want to see the whole thing.
Young people's entire internet existence lives in a 20-second TikTok.
I guess, yeah. Yeah, that's true.
Welcome to being old. You're welcome.
Yeah. I mean, I dated myself on a chat earlier. I think this past week we were talking about slang and stuff, and I'm like, dude, I use this slang and I'm such and such age, and I'm like, oh wow, I really am that close. Holy crap.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Yep.
All right, so then fairly soon after that, a couple weeks after that, we got something I think of a surprise. The Metalism video came out.
That was a bit of a surprise because that wasn't, well, yeah, because it wasn't a single. They released a video for it. I was like, holy crap. Which is cool because we all agree that Metalism is like the absolute shiz of a song. It's just the greatest out of the
S tier running song.
S tier, yes.
In addition to all the other things.
Yeah. So for them to do that was actually a nice little treat.
Well, and I think I would expect it to have better reach in a way. It's one of the weird ones that people will link to and say, "Here, check this out."
Is it?
I don't know. Isn't it? It seems like
I kind of agree with Paul. It's not completely like, I don't know. I would say it's more like a club song, to be honest, myself. But I don't know.
But it's also sort of more unique. I mean, like, we know it's unique, kind of in their repertoire. But even just from the outside, it seems like it would have more of a splash. Anyway, it's at 957,000 views now.
I was gonna say it does have like 25,000 more than Mirror Mirror.
Yeah, a Mirror Mirror is a little bit more just sort of standard. I would say
standard baby metal. There's a difference.
Yeah. But I guess I wouldn't have expected it to go viral, and maybe not this either, but this is closer. This, I'm looking at the video right now, the Metalism video. But also they actually feature like a little bit of guitar.
Yes. Yes,
which is nice.
They do. Onward.
Anyway, yeah. Yep. All right. So no further comments about that. Next thing I had was the entire Sabaton tour. Came and went.
They made it! Yay!
That's kind of incredible, actually, that it's been so long. And yeah. Congratulations. It happened.
Yeah.
April 14th in Leeds it began. May 20th in Kuopio it ended. And it was, I don't know how many. It's a huge number of dates.
I think it was 24 shows, was it? Something like that.
Something crazy like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a lot.
Yep. So one thing about this was they had they were in it was Sabaton's show, and Sabaton set this up with these pillars and barbed wire along the front.
Yeah.
So it like all of the front row shots of this look pretty awful.
Yeah, I would have been extremely upset.
Yeah, the stage was like super high.
Awful stage. I would have been annoyed even as a Sabaton fan to be up front. Can't see anything.
Yeah. You can't see their feet.
Well, they have I was going to say they have the, what are they called? Not the walkways, but like the little boosters up and behind them too. Yeah. So they could stand on it. But yeah, I kind of agree with that.
Well, it was a fabulous Photoshop just ended up in our live chat here on Discord of the entire tour group, Sabaton, the support acts, and BABYMETAL in front, and somebody photoshopped one of the pillars in front of BABYMETAL. It's fantastic.
Yep. 4chan, pillar metal. But so, so they I think they played a pretty consistent set along the Sabaton tour. They started with Baby Metal Death, so that persisted, which is good. I mean, it seemed fitting. Magitsune, Papaya, Distortion, Metalism made it in.
Yep.
And then Monochrome, with the sort of like soft part in the middle and everybody taking out their phones and it looking like stars. And Give Me Chocolate and Road of Resistance. So pretty respectable set there. Oh, and Distortion apparently was only at Leeds.
Yeah, they had 8 songs for the very first show, and then all the rest of the shows were only 7. And then they switched out each of the other one songs with a different one each show, but all the rest of them were the same.
Oh, really? I missed that somehow. So even in the Sabaton tour, they switched them up.
There was one night where they did Metal Kingdom with the new choreography, like with actual choreography. And let me think. Yeah, I believe there was one night they did Mirror Mirror. They did Metalism. Actually, I think they did Metalism twice. I think. But yeah, they switched out the one song. They kept Monochrome was in there for the full tour.
Gotta have that crowd interaction.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's popular though. Like everyone expects it, and it's one of those crowd interaction things, which is great.
Yep. Very cool. Yeah, I mean, they were an opening act, and so when you saw the crowd, it was most of the time, the first 5 rows that was doing anything. Yeah. But at least they did get their phones out.
Yeah, I was gonna say that at least gets everybody involved, no matter who you are, because it's kind of nice. Take your phone out.
Yeah. I have to say though, it was really hard to keep up with this. That there's just like constant, every night, every other night, there was new photos and fan cams and it really all blurred together. But it's really cool that people got a chance to go see them already.
Yeah, truly with the growth they actually experienced, I think, in the last few years, despite not touring, I'm seeing a ton of people able to see them for the first time, and that's always exciting. I love seeing that.
Oh yes, definitely.
So happy for those people.
Yeah, and I mean, for people who wouldn't have been able to go to Japan, anyone who sort of showed up in this fandom anytime recently, this is the first chance.
Exactly.
So.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, because the last 3 years, there's been not really anything. So
2019.
One thing that didn't happen that everybody kind of half hoped for, but there was no Homage and I did not show up once, and therefore Sabaton did not participate at all.
That's a shame. I really wish they did. That would have been something. But yeah, that was kind of a bummer to hear that because usually they on any kind of tour that they've been on in the past with other bands and stuff, they've always done something special on the very last show. I know that the one show they did with Red Hot Chili Peppers in the UK when it was Sue's birthday, they did Painkiller with them. This is great. And I know that they did something else to somebody else. Oh, Korn performed with them for one song for something. I was a little disappointed in that. They didn't decide to try to at least do something, I don't know. I don't know Sabaton well enough to make a judgment on that. So,
well, apparently Sue is a big fan. I mean, she's actually of the band.
She's a fangirl, fan, from what I understand.
Yeah. I know that when I think Joachim was talking about the recording of Homage and I, it was kind of rough and had to be redone a bunch of times, and so it's conceivable that maybe at least not before the last show. But yeah, I mean they have had a bunch of opening bands that they've never done anything with, though. But I don't know about them opening. When they opened for Lady Gaga or whatever, right? They didn't do anything with her. So I think it's sort of sometimes.
Oh, fair. I mean, she did. There was one show where she actually came out like on the floor in front of the railing and watched them perform. Like, actually, I think she watched them perform "Give Me Chocolate," and she was like rocking out in this black leather jacket. It was kind of cool. A fan had like recorded that interaction with them, and like Sue saw her on the floor and was like, "Oh, hey, oh, this is great!" Like you could see the change in her face. It was pretty cute, and Lady Gaga's like, "Yeah, it's great."
Yeah. What else? Yeah. Not sure what else to say about the Sabaton tour. I guess there was merch.
Yeah, I mean they were pretty cool. Of course, it was like tour stuff that is relevant to, Sabaton, which is what they normally do. They do something that's relevant to whatever they're participating in at that time. So they had this like, to me, it looked like a bunny. It looked like a bunny, but like the gas mask with the flags in behind it, with the B looking like the Sabaton S. And then the other one was this one called Sengoku Warlords, which is like that one was really cool. And then they had the hoodie that looked like the I know it's supposed to be a fox.
Troopers, yeah.
I know it's supposed to be a fox, but it looks like a bunny to me. I'm sorry.
And I'm sure that I'm sure they had that in mind.
But yeah, that one ended up being a hoodie as well.
Consume.
Yep.
Bye.
All right. Let's see. Okay, so they finished up the Sabaton tour when? I guess that was May 20th, and then they kind of immediately went. I think Jakarta was next, right? May 25th. So like a couple days off, and then they're headlining.
That sounds plausible.
And from what I understand, it was very good.
So I don't know if do you want to talk about maybe we can just keep going with the Asia tour and come back to some of the other stuff. So they played Jakarta, Bangkok, Hong Kong, Taipei, and Kuala Lumpur. And that is also over. Yeah. So, they made it through the Sabaton tour and through the Asia tour without us recording.
Man, that would have been a really fun, week? Try and follow that around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Great cities.
But of course now, so this is a full headlining show.
Yeah.
So,
many more. They played, I think, I want to say 13 or 14 songs. So it was a bit longer, obviously, than the Sabaton shows.
Well, it was about double the length.
And they actually brought back some, since this is like their first time being able to tour Asia, they brought back some oldies but goodies. They performed Ine, which was fantastic. Yep. I mean, first time in forever was at the April, Fox Day shows. So they performed that. They performed Shanti. And, I mean, of course, all the normal ones. A lot of people were, like, really surprised that Karate wasn't played a whole lot.
I think it wasn't played at all.
Because people are kind of suspecting, like, Monochrome's the new Karate, which, is fine. They did play BMC. That's always nice. BMC is my personal favorite. I really like it. I know some people don't, but I do. So it was nice to see that was on the playlist. And so and then of course Monochrome was on there. I think there was a show where they played Metalism and Distortion, I believe. So yeah, but Ine being brought back was good. It was really good.
So what I have here. BABYMETAL Death Magitsune Ine, which made it through all of them. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. And then Maya in 3 of the shows, and Believing in that slot in 2 of the other shows. And then Metalism in 3 of the shows, Mirror, Mirror in the other 2 shows. BMC, Monochrome, Distortion, Papaya. Well, and then after Papaya, Gimme Chocolate, Road of Resistance, and then Metal Kingdom for 3 shows, Divine Attack in that slot for 2 shows. And then closing with IDZ. And let me back up to Papaya.
Yeah, I was going to say, I'm like, wait a second. We just totally skimmed over like the most important part of this whole entire thing.
Yep. So they played May 28th. They played in Bangkok, and it was announced a little bit in advance that F-Hero was going to be there. So I mean, there's only one thing F-Hero could be there to do, and he did that thing.
The thing was done, and it was fun.
Yep.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. And that jacket he was wearing was pretty, what we say from where I'm from, it was pretty slick. Like, that was a cool jacket. It was like this long, bright red leather jacket that went down to the floor. It was really, really cool.
Yeah, dude's got some drip.
He's got some drip, yes, as the kids say.
That guy seems like just a generally good human being, too. So not only was the performance pretty awesome, but he took a bunch of photos with fans that were all over Twitter after the show, which is pretty great.
Yeah, that's pretty nice. Amy took a couple with BABYMETAL as well, so that was really sweet. And he's like, "Fox fam." It was cute. He's a good guy.
Mm-hmm. It was kind of neat. And this time he was, sort of on the same little stage as them too. I mean, like, this is a littler stage than when he did it before, and he just sort of like crossed the stage while they were there. It was neat that worked out.
You can tell how much fun that was for everybody on stage. It was definitely a unique energy. Not that they're not having fun when they're performing, but you could tell that it was turned up to 11 in the performance and smile and fun department when he came out.
Yeah. We also got, so now we got some merch of theirs from their headlining. So this is probably a little bit more like what we might expect to see in other tours.
Mm-hmm. I was going to say, and some of them are from the usual suspects of t-shirt designs, of course, which are always fantastic. So, and honestly, I don't really know how to describe some of them, except for one of them I have as my phone background.
Nice.
Yeah, it's the one that I always enjoy, the female designer. I cannot think of her name right now, but she always like posts her, hey, I did this work for this band and that band. She does work for BABYMETAL and for BAND-MAID.
Yep, Isana Kagami.
Isana Kagami. Okay, it's Kagami. That's right. But yeah, she always posts her, hey, I did the work for this person, that person. I'm like, this is great. But what's cool is now that they now have a towel with their new logo on it. So if you need an updated towel with the fewer wings and the no hearts and no skull and stuff, there it is. The snapback hat, of course, and the keychain with the new logo as well.
Which looks to be rubber and not metal this time. Last time they did a keychain, it was metal, which was not fun in the pocket if you used it.
Yeah, I have a couple of keychains. There was a kind of like a brass type one.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking of.
From the 2910. Those are hard and sharp.
Yeah, they're really nice, but oh man, they are not pocket friendly.
But yeah, I do like that one. I just don't use it. It's a display object, not a usable object. Yeah. Anyway, so that was the Asia tour. They finally made it. The previous scheduled Asia tour got canceled, of course.
Yeah.
So
congratulations.
It's good that they made it. Yeah.
A whole new demographic of fans probably going to their first shows. That's really exciting.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a few people like on Twitter and stuff that I follow, and they were just like, "Oh, this is so exciting! This is awesome!" And I know our fellow BABYMETAL fan, I think Funny Toss went. I'm pretty sure he did. I think he went to one of the shows, but I could be wrong. So. Okay, no, he did. He did. Okay, I was gonna say, I was like, well, wait a second. I thought that was like the reason why we were so excited, because we were like coming to your hometown or something. But he did. Okay, cool. Good.
There would be no justice in this world if he had to miss that.
Yeah.
Yes. Aw. You just posted a picture of him on in the chat. nice.
I do hope that the the appearance of Ine and stuff is not just because they hadn't been to Asia for a while. I hope they will continue to bring that around with their other tours.
I hope so too, to be honest.
Before this gets on the feed, they will be in Australia. Like tomorrow they start in Brisbane. In hours from now. Brisbane, then Sydney, then Melbourne. Merch there includes a koozie and a hoodie.
The koozie made me laugh.
Things
Which is, yeah, the koozie is like on brand, 100%. It really is.
I have one. I have several actually. They had those for what I guess the Metal Galaxy tour.
Yeah, because I have
VIP
mine in my
things?
I have mine in my drawer too. So
haven't used it, but
yeah, neither have I. But the hoodie's also really good too because I think is it not like winter down that direction at this point? Like,
oh, I guess it is. Yeah,
because it's summer up here. Yeah, it would be winter down there. So the hoodie was a very smart choice to add on there.
Also, it's a great way to have a really expensive piece of merchandise that has a great margin. I wager they would have sold that in the middle of summer too.
Fair assessment. Because I think I bought my first one when I went to my first show, and it was the beginning of May, and I still bought one.
One thing that happened after we recorded was we got the first take, and that seems like a million years ago.
Yeah, it was also kind of like unexpected too, because they had just done one like a few weeks ago, and then all of a sudden, oh hey, they're doing another one. This is all right. I don't even know if anybody else who's been on that show has done it that close together.
Most artists get two.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think everybody was expecting them to have two.
Yeah, we even speculated the last time we did record back in 2014 that they were probably going to get a second one.
And that it would be after BABYMETAL's introduced. Mm-hmm. So presumably, actually, Momoko's in the first one, just, with her back turned.
Probably.
Yeah, that probably was her.
I'm surprised there isn't a height comparison chart somewhere of somebody doing the science.
I'm sure there is.
But speaking of height comparison, just real quick, is that I love their dynamic now, because obviously Sue's 25 now, and Momo's 23, I think, and then Momo is 20. Okay, but Momo is definitely the tallest out of the three of them, and I just think just that dynamic of the height differences and stuff is just totally adorable. It's just like the little sister who's man, she's so tall. I don't know. I find it kind of adorable. It's really cute. And I think it works perfectly. I know a lot of people were oh, they need to try to find somebody who's the same height as Moa and everything's got to be even and perfect and lovely. I think with her height difference and stuff, I think it's just great. I love it. I think it's cute. And yeah, that's my 10 cents.
20 cents.
2 tens.
My 20 cents. Yes.
Yeah, we need more tent merchandise though. That reminds me.
I haven't even bought the first set.
Yeah, when's that Coleman? I want that Coleman collab to come back.
No. I mean, I would love to have one, but I ain't paying the shipping for it. Hell no.
It'd be great. Mm-hmm.
They're not dramatically different heights though.
No.
It's I think if you look closely,
taller, but it's not like me standing next to them at 6'3".
Yeah, no, definitely not. I mean, it's just a couple inches, but it's still just a smidge noticeable. It's just a little bit.
Oh, and actually, I don't know if this is something people usually do, but the first take audio recordings were available to buy
and stream.
They were distributed digitally.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, the stream.
Mm-hmm. So let's see. I don't remember actually if the I guess the European headline tour was announced after we recorded last time, and before that, actually, the BABYKLOK tour was announced.
Yes.
So, April 11th, they announced that BABYMETAL will be touring with DETHKLOK and Jason Richardson. and there's a site, and there is a huge number of dates. I think last time I guessed at kind of the path they might follow to get from festival to festival, and I wasn't totally right, but it's sort of that shape. But oh my gosh, that's
somewhat,
a lot of dates.
But it's a lot of bebopping around. Oh my gosh, it's so much. Like I think the one show, like they're doing, yeah, it's ridiculous. Like they're doing Cleveland and they're doing Pittsburgh, and then like they're flying all the way over to Connecticut, and then they're flying all the way down. I'm assuming flying all the way down to Virginia, and then they're flying all the way. Yeah, but then they're flying all the way back up to Boston after that.
Philadelphia before,
yeah, or something along those lines.
That's not that bad.
Let's see. So DC to Philadelphia to Boston. Yeah, that's the East Coast is
very small.
DC to Philly is about 2.5 hours, I think.
Having recently driven to most of these cities in the course of 6 days, it's really pretty achievable.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I mean I've done some heavy duty driving too, so I know.
Yeah, SD Metal says there will be road warriors after this tour.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But so it starts August 30th in Houston, and it ends October 12th in LA, with 3 festivals in there along the way. They added a second LA date because the first one sold out, or at least because it was selling well enough.
That's pretty cool, though.
It was not a fun surprise to wake up to that announcement and, like, surprise, just go spend $300 more.
What? Oh, because you have to go to the second show too, you mean?
Well, if I'm already down there for LA on the 11th, why wouldn't I just stay another day?
Right.
To each their own.
Well, I live in California. It's really easy.
Fair.
California, though, is not small like the East Coast.
No, it is not.
Because, like, I know there's, like, a far different distance between LA and San Francisco.
It's like 400 miles.
It's like
it's like half the coastline.
It's a time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's big.
But let's see. Okay, so things. So I'll just run down them quickly: Houston, Dallas, Orlando, Atlanta, Nashville, Cleveland, Pittsburgh, Wallingford, Connecticut. I'm not sure how they wound up there, but and then Blue Ridge Rock Festival in Virginia, Philadelphia, Boston, New York, Sterling Heights, Michigan. I guess that must be near Detroit. I didn't look. And then one thing that is cool about this, they hop up to Canada. So then they go to Toronto, then back to Michigan, Grand Rapids, Michigan, Chicago, Louder Than Life Festival in Louisville, Kentucky, Milwaukee, Minneapolis, St. Louis, Omaha, Denver, Salt Lake City, back up to Canada for Vancouver, then Seattle, Sacramento for the Aftershock Festival, Las Vegas, Phoenix, and then 2 days in Los Angeles. So that's a lot.
And then a trip to Disneyland and a flight home for them, probably.
I hope so. Man, they deserve that.
Yeah, I guess, right. So they finish October 12th in Los Angeles, and they have a month off before it's Oslo in November.
Has anybody done the comparison to see how many dates they did in 2019 versus this one? I feel like it's about the same. Because I remember 2019 was also a monster.
It was pretty big too. No, I think this tour is actually bigger.
That wouldn't surprise me.
I know somebody did the number comparison before, and it's like another like 10 or 15. Mm-hmm. Oh, and also to update you, Wallingford is actually close to New Haven, Connecticut, which is pretty popular with a lot of concert places. So that's probably why they ended up there.
Yeah, that would make sense. I'm going to Wallingford and Boston.
Awesome.
And that's all I could manage.
Then you will see me there.
Amazing.
Then we'll actually see each other. Yay! I'm excited.
Yeah, that'll be pretty cool.
Yeah, interesting about this is the dual headlining format. I'm curious to see how that forms out, because that's going to form some travel plans.
Yeah. Yeah, so the, I thought I made a list here somewhere, but I guess I didn't put it in the notes that I'm looking at. But, so yeah, this is a co-tour with DETHKLOK. Did you know DETHKLOK before?
Yes, I did.
Yes, very familiar.
Oh, okay. I did not.
Yeah.
So
they basically, they were for those listening who may not know who DETHKLOK is, they are the band of the creator of the Cartoon Network Adult Swim show Metalocalypse, which I think he does voicing in that show too. But he makes all the music for the show, and then he tours with his band with the music from the show.
And this is a resurgence for them. They haven't been doing anything in a really long time.
I think it was 10 years. Maybe not even that. Yeah.
It's like 10 years. Like, it's so really random for them to come out of retirement or whatever they were doing to join a co-headline tour. And maybe that was part of the draw.
Well, there's another album coming.
Well, they're doing, there's another album coming out. They're doing another movie. Because there was the show that was on Adult Swim, and then they did a movie as their like last hurrah right after that. And then, and now, so basically at this point in time now they're doing another movie, they're doing another soundtrack / album, and then they're touring for that. Because they performed in 2019 at a convention for Adult Swim / Cartoon Network. I think it was strictly Adult Swim actually, but so I mean they've been active, just not doing new stuff. But now it's actually new stuff and advertising and stuff. So here they are touring with BABYMETAL. This was not a combination I was ever expecting.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. The thing is that they're sharing headline spots, which means basically I think that it's going to differ by date who plays last. And they probably will each play the same length.
Exactly. Yeah, they flip-flop. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. As far as how long, though, I don't know that much. I don't know if it's like an hour and a half.
Oh, yeah, we never know that in advance, but
we'll never know that. But that is what makes it interesting.
Yeah, I've made it. I don't know what 6 episodes into the show, trying to do a little background research, but it's I don't know if I would watch it otherwise.
It's different. It's definitely not for everybody. It's very much you kind of have to have a certain, I don't want to say a certain taste because that sounds weird, but just it's definitely not for everybody.
You don't have to watch the show if you're just a speed metal fan.
Yeah,
like
you don't have
it's I think objectively pretty good music.
Yeah.
I will recommend for those who are not familiar, albeit it's not an official video, but is official music. Their most popular song is called Mermaider. And this is many, many years ago, someone did a fan video of animated Batman with an animated Robin and like a whole bunch of animated, like bubble animation of Batman and Robin performing this song. And is hilarious and awesome and worth watching. So if you find it, like I said, it's called Mermaider. Go see it. It's just fantastic and hilarious. And they actually did another song in that format with the Batman and Robin bubble animation with another DETHKLOK song, but I don't remember it. But this was after Mermaider. But yes, Mermaider, bubble, Batman and Robin.
Strong recommend.
Go find it on YouTube. Watch it. It's great. Yes, strongly recommend.
Yeah, I've got some time to get familiar with the music. I think I would appreciate it. I usually, the first time I hear something, it doesn't sink in very well. So I usually kind of like to know a little bit about what's being played live before I get there. So I expect I will listen to a fair amount of this. But
this did the same thing with Avatar. It was like I knew nothing about them, and it just so happened like the first thing I listened to was their The King live in Paris, which was like at a festival performance.
That's very good. That's very good. That's the one I listened to too.
And I kind of got spoiled because I was like, this is them live. This is fantastic. And then I heard all their recorded things, and I was like, this is good. But man, do they perform great live. So
yeah. Yeah, I think when I don't listen to them that much anymore, but when I do, that Paris one is the one I usually sort of default to. Their newest one isn't bad either, but it's slightly off topic at this point.
Slightly.
Yeah. Also, Jason Richardson is sort of like the non-headliner on this tour, and I don't know him very much. He's featured on Polyphia songs, but he's a sort of guitar virtuoso. I don't know, guitar person.
He usually
I'm kind of
performs.
looking forward to that.
Yeah, he usually performs with a guy named Luke. I can't remember his last name, but his first name was Luke. He plays the drums. I actually just got done watching a few of his videos before starting the podcast, and he's very much like a Polyphia and Animals as Leaders, very just, guitar riffs and stuff. It was pretty good. I liked it. So we'll look forward to seeing him live.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then I guess shortly after that tour, then there's the European headline tour that, so they just went through Europe with Sabaton, and now they're going to do it again. 20 shows, I guess, where they're headlining, and they're starting November 14th in Oslo, Stockholm, Copenhagen, Hamburg, Berlin, Cologne, Vienna, Munich, Strasbourg, 2 days in London, Wolverhampton, Offenbach, Tilburg, Brussels, Paris, Luxembourg, Milan, and then they make it to Spain, Barcelona and Madrid.
I'm so excited for them. It's awesome.
Yeah, that's going to be super fun for them.
Yep.
I can't wait. Excited for Spain.
And they've got some actual pretty nifty openers for this tour, too. They have Wargasm, who I've heard of before. Vukovi, I've not heard of them before. But I have heard of Megara, and they're doing the Spain shows, which is, I think that's where they're from anyway. So that seems appropriate. But those shows will be awesome. I do recommend listening to Megara. They're pretty cool.
Yeah, it looks like it's Wargasm for everywhere except Spain and London and Wolverhampton. London and Wolverhampton are Vukovi. So I guess also local.
So many dates, so little time.
Yeah. But that's going to be pretty interesting when they finally get here. It's I don't want to wish the summer over, but September seems a long ways from now.
Yeah. Then I suppose on the speculation front, they'll wrap up early December in Europe, and then sometime early next year, January tour finale in Japan?
I don't think we knew the time, but the tour final was supposed to be in Japan.
Yeah, that's just 2024. That's all we know.
It'll probably be early in the year, would be my guess. January, February again. I doubt they would wait.
I'd say they'd probably do I don't know. I feel like they would maybe do like a small Japan tour first and then do the final. So I don't know.
Maybe.
But we'll see, I guess.
So I think they said that they were going to do some summer festivals in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
Do we know of any of those yet?
Was it Download?
No, I thought it was
Summer Sonic.
I'm pretty sure
I'm
it's
thinking Summer Sonic. Yeah, they are doing both Osaka and Tokyo for sure.
Oh yeah, I do remember seeing that now. Okay, so maybe that was the thing that they were speaking of when they said they were doing summer festivals in Japan. Same festival, two locations. We also have not heard any further anything about the Metalverse and the micro BABYMETAL or whatever.
My credit card is ready.
So curious about that.
Mm-hmm. Metalverse speculation time. Well, the TIFF lineup just got announced, and they're not on it. So
okay, so the previous speculation didn't pan out.
Yeah, previous speculation did not pan out.
Yeah, I was just going to say I'm not sure that we have new data to speculate on, but I suppose that has never stopped us before. What else? WoW is going to be airing Black Knight and Clear Knight coming up fairly soon. I think it's June 26th for Black Knight. And then Clear Knight is sometime in July that I don't remember. Maybe the chat does. But so, and I'm interested to see Black Knight. I want to see Clear Knight.
Yeah.
And there's also a live ship stream of BABYMETAL Returns coming up quite soon, June 13th. So like a week.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah, unfortunately, I won't be able to see that, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty close to when the Blu-rays are out, I think. It's shortly before the Blu-rays ship.
Yeah, and of course they do have merch coming out for the live ship. Yeah, they have a t-shirt, which is one of the ones from the show, which is the one that has kind of like that Darth Vader look to it. I don't know how else to explain it, except for like a Darth Vader. And it has like wording on the back of it instead of a tour date, which is nice. And then they have a new storage box that's supposed to be large enough to hold all of your collectibles.
Well,
So
all.
it's the collapsible one.
Is it not the same box?
It's not the same design on the box.
It's not the same design, but it's the same type of box. Just different stuff on it. Of course, new logo. The other one, like blurbs and stuff on it, is on there. But yeah, it's the storage crate like they had before. I can't remember what it was sold for.
I'm gonna guess
But
8,500.
they have sold something like this before. Yeah, it's kind of pricey. I would get it, but like, yeah, I don't want to pay shipping.
Right. Well, and you know, it's not that big. I mean,
It does ship flat though.
yeah, true.
I know, but normally it's like weight that's dependent on the shipping price normally.
I'll stick to my $20 30-gallon Tupperwares for that stuff.
Well, and it just seems to me like, you know, it's kind of a neat idea, except that it will hold what, like 8 or something of the one editions, and then what do I do with all the rest?
Yeah, something like that.
I guess get more crates is the answer.
Yeah.
Liffy in the chat tells us that the 29th is the July 29th is when Wawa will play Clear Night, and the Blu-ray is actually the day after the live ship stream, so shipping on the 14th.
Something I totally forgot until just now with this new live stream, because they had, for the prior live streams, they had the merch and stuff, but they had like the bonuses that could come with it when you got it, and I think one of them was the phone stand. I think
was that for a stream? Maybe
10 Nights Budokan. I think it was. But for this one, guess what, kids? It's NFTs. You get an NFT ticket that you get to keep forever. For each one is different for each night, and they there's 2 different variations that you can buy. There's like the one version, and then there's the general version. But then they're doing an encore premiere, like not like a few days later, and then those NFTs are going to be different from the other NFTs, and there's going to be 2 different. So there's like 4 NFTs in total, but it's one of those ones where it's like the virtual, like what's the word I'm looking for? Commemorative tickets. It's kind of like that, like for Ticketmaster, where you can't sell it. It's just there to look pretty and be like, I did this thing. So they're still doing NFTs.
So it's like you're the one ID, probably, right?
Yeah, essentially, kind of. But so it's not sellable, which is I find good. But at the same time, it's like, okay.
But you don't need a crate for those. So that's good.
No, you don't need a crate for those. No.
Yeah, actually, I saw that thing. I was alerted by whoever it is, Ticketmaster or whoever, that I could collect a commemorative thing, and I haven't. Have you? I mean, are these known?
I don't know, to be honest. I think I might have. I'd have to look. I don't do a whole lot with all that, and I honestly could care less. So yeah, no help for me. I'm sorry.
I was just curious to know, like, what the procedure was like. I didn't want to collect them yet, just because I might need to, I might have more tickets than I need, and so I might need to sell those on. But it's possible that I can't. That this thing only goes to me regardless. So maybe I can just collect those. Don't know. Doesn't matter. Very interesting. Let's see. Have we missed anything? We must have.
Probably.
What else should we talk about?
I don't know. Just maybe general impressions. It's been 2 months of them touring with lots of fun photos and short videos and snippets. I don't know. It just kind of feels like the world is healed to me.
Yes. Yeah, a little bit.
Like, it hasn't, but it's like the normalcy has returned again. BABYMETAL's back in the world, doing their thing. New fans are flocking in for the first time in what feels like a really long time, and in a really measurable amount. Like they grew during COVID, I think, a little bit, but not at the rate of knots they are now. Which is great. That's fun to see.
And it has been pretty fun, like, even though I have been overwhelmed by the amount of sort of like data coming from these shows and stuff, it is kind of fun, every once in a while to see like the little variations in the monochrome break and, Mo almost slipping on the on the Sabaton thing and, whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we've had a few side stage thank yous from the official account, little 10-second videos throughout shows. That's new. That's fun.
And even Koba shared one on his personal.
That was pretty cool.
Twitter, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. Actually, the shot from behind.
Yeah, I get the sense that the walls have not come down, but lowered slightly. Not the pillars. The pillars are still an issue, but the walls into their world have come down a little bit.
Yeah, I think a little bit.
Which is nice. Actually, there was a moment where a couple of fans had happened upon BABYMETAL coming like onto a plane, or actually initially it was they were coming off a plane at the first show in Asia, and then I can't remember which show, but there was a video of them coming back, and like all three of them realized that they were being recorded, and like Sue actually acknowledged the person, like not vocally, but like bowed to them, like, and it was really cute actually, just to see them in like normal street clothes and just being themselves, and they seemed happy and just cheerful, and it was really nice.
Yeah.
So that's the first time in like eons that has happened. But yeah, so we actually got like real life stuff of them too, and yeah, it's pretty neat.
It is neat, although I still, when you're sort of videoing people going through customs, which they can't avoid doing, and it feels a little bit like you've trapped them.
Yes, I agree.
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I do agree with that. Like, I would never consider ever recording or taking a picture of people, because that just seems a little bit of an invasion of privacy. I get it. But I know at some points, like, fans of certain bands and stuff will do that, especially, I know, like, there's a lot of different ones that'll meet them at the airport and stuff and have, like, little sidelines of, like, oh, my God, this person, hey, But, and maybe it just happened to be that kind of situation. I don't know, the full lowdown on what had happened per se. I know at least 2 people were there. There might have been more. I don't know, but yeah. So that's kind of a hit or miss thing. It really is. But I mean, it still was kind of nice to see.
Yeah, it's interesting. I guess
I'm not gonna deny that.
I'm trying to figure out what I think about it, but I think sort of meeting people as they come out, in the gate area or whatever, in the receiving area, that seems a little better than actually like going through customs where it's like, it isn't yet in public.
Yeah, no, I get that.
But
where in most places it's actually illegal to film.
Yeah.
Fun fact.
That's true. That is an accurate statement.
But anyway, yeah, I mean, I actually don't. I feel like we did get very many sort of like out of context shots, though, despite the fact that there was a lot of touring that's already happened. Surely they're going to do at least a little bit of seeing where they are.
I would think so.
Yeah,
I'm sure they ate their way around a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
I know we've gotten a lot of like Instagram and Twitter posts from the commie band of their travels and things, and I know there's a couple of them who are like, "Oh, the food is so good."
That has been kind of neat.
Yeah, they're having a grand time.
They're definitely more. They still don't say who they're with, but they nevertheless post a lot and take photos of them all together, happening to all be in Asia or whatever. But yeah, that's been pretty fun to see them. They definitely do that more than the Eastern Commie did in any way.
Definitely.
So
now, of course, there's been many of the Megitsune faces that's been recorded. That's been cute. A lot of positive response from Momo, so that's nice. She's been just bouncing, cheerful, smiling, just enjoying the time. You can just tell she's just happy to be there.
I think
Absolutely.
that probably injected a fair amount of energy. Just having someone sort of new and younger, and sort of, you know, honored / excited to be there. You know, I think that probably does raise the energy level a fair bit, just from those things.
If it were me, and I'm totally projecting here, I would also think that I'd be a little relieved, kind of not living in the gray area anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That the Avenger project was. It was not living a lie, but like, I don't. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Maintaining the facade, maintaining
like
the
with
facade.
Rio. Yeah,
That's also probably a little cathartic to not have to do that for them anymore, I would think.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wonder how long ago this was decided. I mean, it might have been decided a long time ago, because I mean, it's been Momoko only for quite a long time.
Yeah, certainly. Well, and all the other Avengers moved on to their own projects a long time ago as well.
I kind of have a feeling they were probably waiting until she actually turned 20 before they made her official, because I mean, her 20th birthday was just in March, and then April comes and now she's a member. It kind of, I don't know, that makes sense to me that they may have just waited to the appropriate time to
that actually
her.
Probably does have some practical impact in terms of like Japanese law and stuff. So
yeah, I'm sure it does.
And contracts and stuff like that. Yeah.
Still waiting for the first interview as a trio. Can we get that, please?
Yeah.
Yes.
I thought there was one coming. Funny Toss does not share this memory of mine.
Yeah.
So perhaps
I feel like I would have. Yeah, I feel like I wouldn't have missed that. I was hoping maybe the headline festivals will do that. Festivals are usually a great source of material when it comes to interviews.
Yeah, I think that is likely, and a video interview would be more interesting, I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it is. People believe that Momoko's English is quite good. So
that's the rumor.
That might also be.
Yeah. Well, I mean, she demonstrated it pretty well on the Girls Planet 999 or whatever. That she did a whole entire like blurb in English about, hey, check out the show and you can view it on this app, and like it was all in English, and it was pretty good. Like I could understand her pretty well. So
yeah. So I wonder if that means she'll talk more, in these interviews that they have. Could be.
Personality wise, she absolutely has potential to do that. She is very chatty, very outgoing. At least she used to be. But yeah, it'll be interesting. It'll be fun. Please make it happen sooner rather than later, please. I'm excited for that. Go on TV in Australia.
Oh, that'd be nice. And soon too. So we'll see. Yeah, I think we knew that Momoko studied in New Zealand for a while, so it's near certain that she's quite good in English. But I wonder if they'll stop by wherever she went. I mean, like they're going to be right there.
I hope so. That'd be fun.
I wonder if anyone ever goes to New Zealand touring. It seems like that's I don't hear much about that, which would be kind of annoying if you lived in New Zealand.
Yeah, I know that we have a mutual friend who is actually from New Zealand, and they don't really say too much about touring and stuff in that regard. So she's like, they're usually just like, yeah, I gotta go over to Japan to see them. Which, I mean, is just a hop, skip, and a jump, really, to get over there.
I had no particular other impressions I was going to share. Kevin, did you have anything that you had in mind?
I didn't really. Okay. I kind of said what I wanted to say. Like, it's just been kind of nice. I've been intentionally not following everything super closely, which I think has been good for both my mental health, and I think it'll make the payoff when I get to some shows here at the end of the year, all that much more fun. So that's been nice, actually.
Yeah, I think I was just busy. But I also haven't been following anything nearly as closely as I did during the Metal Galaxy tour.
Yeah, I've been just trying to follow along where I can in between the times that I have with my schedule, which thankfully will be lessened here in the next week. So, well, few days really, but but yeah, no, I'm just excited, and I'll be able to I'm bringing new people to see Baby Metal, and that's exciting, and it'll be the first time in 3 years, and I'm still not 100% sure if I'm making the new outfit or not, and if I do, I have already decided it's going to be Momoko's, because I did try to like do my hair up, and as we mentioned at the beginning of the podcast, I am older. So there are certain looks that just don't fit me anymore. And the twin tails just don't cut it out for me. But Momo's hairstyle actually looks pretty decent. Like, it looks good on my head with the long hair in the back and the pigtails, the tiny pigtails up top. So if I'm going to make anybody's, it will be Momoko's.
I did see somebody on Twitter a couple of weeks ago, like, totally nailed and found the exact material for that translucent stuff. Like,
Yes!
it looks 1-to-1.
Yeah, I'm like, that's the one thing is just like, I'm not looking forward to trying to find that.
Yeah, I'll see if I can dig that out and I'll send it to you.
Yeah, I think this is like a dude who just had it over like a black t-shirt, was it not?
Yeah, that's all it was. But the material looked perfect. And I'm sure if you DM'd that person, you would get the info.
Okay, yeah, I did see that.
So where can we find everybody at the end of the year? Paul, you said you're going to Boston and Connecticut. Maggie, you're going to Connecticut. Are you going anywhere else?
I might consider Boston with a couple of my friends. I don't know yet. But definitely 100% going to Connecticut with my husband. That'll be his first show, and I'm really excited. Yeah, so...
Incredible. Yeah. And I'm doing Vegas, Phoenix, and both in LA. So if you recognize us, come say hello.
Yeah. Yep.
I will probably have stickers.
Indeed.
Oh yeah, I have to find those. I have a few of those stickers.
Yeah, I have like a few.
Well, maybe it's time to do another run. I think I actually have gotten rid of most of them.
Nice.
It's too bad. It's just it's not a great time of year to really just like follow it around. Plus, it's expensive.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
even if you had the time, 30 dates all over the country, that's not cheap.
Even general admission, it's like, phew.
Yeah.
You would the cheapest way to do it would honestly be rent a tour bus, probably.
Yeah.
Something you could sleep in.
Yeah, it wouldn't need to be as nice as theirs. But
no. Do a rent a Winnebago. Take turns driving.
Studebaker.
So I wonder if there's going to be. I mean, like, we've got a huge amount of stuff coming up here. I kind of wonder if there's still more. That's going to be announced as soon as we finish recording, because that's generally what happens. As soon as we finish.
Oh, yes. I was going to say there's always something.
The Metalverse drops tonight at midnight.
Yep.
Oh man, could you? Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh, please no.
Anyway, yes, we're very happy they're back though, and it's even though we haven't been recording about it, we've been pleased about it.
Yeah, and happy to be back recording as well. It's been fun. Yeah. Hopefully not 2 more months.
Yes.
Yeah, I think.
Yeah. No. Like I said, my availability will be a bit better here soon.
All right. Anything else anyone wants to say, or should I end it?
Congratulations to Maggie.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. Thanks. Yeah. No. So yeah. I guess
Maggie plus one in a couple weeks.
Yeah, it's gonna be Maggie plus. I'm gonna call him Daredevil Metal because my new husband this Saturday, so I'm pretty excited.
Yep. And I can see why you were busy.
He'll be joining the throng. Yes, that's why I've been busy. So But yeah, so the wedding's on Saturday. Pretty excited. A lot of excitement and anxiousness and just a whole bundle of just emotions.
I'm sure.
But yeah, so I'll be carrying him along the baby metal route of things, and maybe we'll be lucky enough to potentially try to go to Japan for the final show. But
That would be amazing.
It's still kind of like an up in the air thing. It would be amazing, but life happens, and you know, that sort of thing.
But
so
meanwhile, stick with Duolingo.
but I'm still excited to be able to take him to go see Kaneko. And yes, so still working on my Duolingo. Yes.
Amazing.
Yes. Yeah. Congratulations.
Thanks.
All right. Well, that's it for this episode. You can join us on the Baby Metal Podcast Discord to continue the conversation. Rating the podcast on whatever platform you listen on will help people find it, so please do that. And we'll be back here in, 2 weeks or so, or something. We'll be back here at some point, and we hope you'll join us whenever that is.
2 months later.
Yeah. And until then, see you.
See you.